jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
He said, WCS salute. Rip to the young lady who lost her life in the ring earlier this week. The man Bud gonna get Madrimov out of there. Yes, sir. Let's get down to it. Hold on for a second. Okay, let's get right down to it, man. Shout out to Christopher White in the building. Salute to you. I see you on deck. He said, salute WCS. It's time to get active. Yes, sir. It's time to get active on these topics. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to give a little bit more time for these people to get in here so we can talk about the final presser, of course. You know, just some points that was made. And also my take on the two male fighters who was allowed to fight by the IOC. I'm going to talk about that. I'm definitely, I'm going to speak on that. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I'm definitely going to speak on that. That is went viral for whatever reason. People have a problem with, you know, what the IOC allowed to happen. So we're going to speak on that. I'm just trying to give it a little bit more time to fill up in here. You know what I'm saying? And then we're going to get right down to it, shawty. That's all. Hopefully everyone Thursday was awesome. You know what I'm saying? We basically at the weekend. Those of you that's still working out there, making a living for yourselves, earning wages as a blue collar worker, or even a fluent, freaking successful entrepreneur. Salute to you. Keep doing your thing. Be blessed. Be blessed for sure. All right, let's talk about it. I want to start off first by, you know, speaking about the Olympic controversy once again. All right. I'm going to take you through, of course, some layers. You may agree with these layers or you're not. I'm not here to convince anyone to think a certain way. Once again, all I'm doing is speaking on boxing content, topics, different subjects, okay? Shout out to King on deck. I see you. What's good with it? He said I got Bud with the stoppage around 9th to 11th. I don't have the 9th round or 11th or the 10th on my thumbnail. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm just letting you know. Can't wait to see Bud get active this Saturday night, but I most definitely want to see what he looks like at the weight. Okay. I mean, we're going to talk about that too there, Carlos. You know, good topics to talk about. So let's get down to these males that was competing in the Olympics versus women. Okay, let's start off by reading this article right here. Not all of it, by SB Nation. Shields, they got men fighting women in the Olympics. Okay, this was Shields' tweet that she put up. So they got men fighting against women in the Olympics? Boxing? I wouldn't have stood for no stuff like that. That is so heartbreaking to a woman who have to have their dreams ruined by a man. Sad ASF. Once again, that is so heartbreaking to a woman who have to have their dreams ruined by a man. Once again, last time, that is so heartbreaking to the women who have to have their dreams ruined by a man. How does that sound to you? Does that seem strange or weird? Some people should not try to be the spokesperson for a topic like this. And this is specifically directed to you, Clarissa Shields. This is no way personal. You know what I'm saying? But I have to address something. You want to be the first to speak up because you're a two-time gold standard champion in the Olympics. And thankful for you, there was no men in the Olympics. But me, in your case, I wouldn't mind seeing this same scenario play out when you was vying for your Olympic gold medals in the Olympics. Why I say that? Because you of all people have made it perfectly clear that there's nothing wrong with you talking about beating up men all the time in the boxing ring, and you beat up men and you want to call out world champions, professional male world champions. You want to call them out. So now that we have two fighters who was permitted Okay? Two fighters who was permitted to fight. This is one of them. Okay? This is Yu-ting. All right? He looked clearly like a male, right? Clearly like a male. And the one that's just calling the storm and hellfire is Khelif. Okay, Imane Khelif. Imane Khelif looks just like a man too. See, the uproar is that they're men, but yet when they address them, they say she. I don't understand it. Are they male or female? The reason why they even in the news to begin with, because their test came back XY. When you're dealing with chromosome, it came back XY. These same two fighters, okay? Let me put the thumbnail up there for you all to see, because I did make a thumbnail for these two specifically. Their tests came back last year, which disqualified their eligibility to compete in the world championships. This was just in 2023. So when it comes to the Olympics, it gets a bit more technical. See, back in the day, the Olympic Committee, the IOC, used to work hand in hand with the IBA, the International Boxing Association. That relationship has since absolved, and we know how corrupt boxing is. Oh, absolutely. We know how corrupt boxing is in the Olympics. We know how corrupt it is. Let's go for a little phonetic reading right now. You know what I'm saying? Just briefly. No Mr. Rogers. They say the series of events cleared the way for Khelif and Yu-ting, who reportedly returned XY chromosomes in their IBA test to compete in the women's 66 kilograms and 57 kilograms matches this Thursday in Paris, despite pushback from the Australian boxing captain Caitlin Parker. Okay? Check this out. I don't agree with them being allowed to compete in the sport, especially combat sports. Parker said, it can be incredibly dangerous. I don't agree with it. It's not like I haven't sparred men before. Let's put air quotes on that. Let's put air quotes. It's not like I haven't sparred men before. But you know, it can be dangerous for combat sports, and it should be seriously looked into. Okay? Okay? But you know, it can be dangerous for combat sports, and it should be seriously looked into. Let's go to another GOAT that I like, Chris Cyborg. She said former UFC women's bantamweight champion, Chris Cyborg. They got that wrong. She was never bantamweight champion. Okay? If you're going to speak on this, do your homework. Okay? She was featherweight. She was the 145 champion. She was never bantamweight. She could never make 135. I just thought I'll put that out there. Former UFC women's featherweight champion, Chris Cyborg, no stranger to the sweet science, recently called for the IOC to protect the integrity of women's sport and would not compete against boxers unable to pass gender eligibility tests. Okay? Yes, biologically, genetically, they are going to have more advantages in combat sports. It can be dangerous, Parker continued. I really hope the organizations get their act together so that boxing can continue to be at the Olympics. It's the oldest Olympic sport. Women boxing was only introduced in 2012, and I want to see it for the next 100, 200 years to come. Seriously, you want to see it the next 100 and 200? Well, goddamn it, they better bring some Huggies diapers, because if you living when you're 200, you ain't gonna be able to see shit, and the only thing you're gonna be able to do is smell shit, because you ain't gonna be able to watch the fight in peace. Not that old. They say this was Imane Khelif fighting in Mexico in December 2022 against a Mexican woman. 3 months later, a test apparently revealed the XY chromosome. Note the force of the punch. Imane's opponent that day, Brianna Tamara, says she certainly did. Let's take a look at this right quick, y'all.
A la mexicana, Mane.
He got some pop on his punches when it comes to him fighting a female. You know what I'm saying? Look at this form. Look at this form. You know, he looked like he know what he's doing as a boxer. He looked like he know what he's doing up against a female. And you can tell his punches does have some snap on them. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like his punches does have some snap. But he's fighting a female like that. Would he get away with that type of reckless technique? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like he's playing around in there. To be honest, in my opinion, when I see men do this, it's no other word to use except a coward. You are a coward. Look at him. What are you saluting for? You're fighting women. But my attitude on this whole deal is that I don't care. I don't care about Olympic boxing because it's totally corrupt. They've robbed so many of some boxing greats that I don't care anything about what's going on with this specific event. I don't know these two dudes. I don't know them. But I stand on what I stand on. When it comes to them going in there competing against women, we're talking about even in track and field. We're talking about in any other sport where you feel you can dominate, just like they have these males crossing over in high school. They're crossing over in college. They want to claim that they're now females just because they identify. I don't like it. I don't like them placing themselves in an arena where they're not equally matched. I find that to be a cowardice act because you was born a male. You chose and selected to compete in professional sports. You found out that you weren't going to be shit in the gender that you was born and you came out your mother's womb with. So you said, I know the reason why I can't compete with the males because I ain't built for it. I'm not built for the male side of the house to be anything special. It's going to be too difficult for me. So I want to start, plucking the petals off the roses. I want to play around with the barrettes. I want to become a coward because now you have said, well, I have no remorse for leaving the competition with the males and going over here and beating up on women. Now, my biggest problem in this case is the fact that it's made all this headlines. I always tell people when it comes to professional boxing, and especially when you see the amateurs, not everybody cover the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of cats on here that talk about professionals all day. They ain't sit through an amateur fight. They're not covering the amateurs. They rob them kids blind all the time in the amateurs. Boxing is not only a tough sport when it comes to training for it, but just to be relevant and then make it to the top and get the big paycheck, it's tough. Because the mentality of a boxer should be all fucked up. They robbed the hell out them amateurs, bro. They robbed them amateur kids. I seen amateur matches where they was just giving belts to certain kids, I guess who team or parent, referee in USA Boxing, whatever. They robbed them kids. Now, the reason why WCS is not feeling any type of freaking stress, you know what I'm saying, elevated blood pressure, because they have individuals in place in these organizations. Just like I always told you about the professional ranks. You have the third man in the ring, or woman, right? You have 3 judges that's observing and evaluating via numeric scoring. Also, you have the commission. And to basically encapsulate all of it, you have the promoter. Now, will the corruption of boxing sustains this corruption, since sustains its shock and awe effect, is that you don't know where is it going to happen. We seen Tony Weeks stop Barroso. Just grab hold of him and stop him. That is corruption. The third man in the ring will always dictate the conclusion of a fight. Then you have the 3 judges. Now we have a total of 4 ruling authorities that will always dictate professional boxing for the outcome that they wanted. We don't need any more outside of those 4. We're not even bringing in the commission. Those determining factors right there, 3 judges with the third man in the ring, those 4 individuals are influential in changing fights. Now back to the Olympics. They have organizations, they have meetings, they have the entire planning process with this. It's paperwork that has to be submitted. There's familiarity with Khelif and freaking Yu-ting. There's familiarity with these fighters, just like they was when Casamayor was running in track. You know what I'm saying? The African runner in the 800 who she looked like a dude, but she's supposed to be a female that has higher testosterone ranges. They made sure she didn't make it to the Olympics. That's track and field though, right? And when she thought she was going to be in the Olympics, they denied her whatever. But in this case right here, clearly you see 2 males. Clearly you see 2 males. It's no doubt about it, man. Clearly you see 2 males. Okay. Let's go and get back to this article. She said, yes, biologically, genetically, they're going to have more advantages in combat sports. It can be dangerous. Parker continued. I really hope the organizations get their act together so that boxing can continue to be in the Olympics. It's the oldest sport, blah, blah, blah. Women's boxing was only introduced in 2012. And I want to see it for the next 100, 200 years. Man, that don't make any sense. That makes no sense at all. Real talk. So they talk about a video, and let me go back. Let me go past this. I'm gonna go past this, right? To this right here. This is Algerian fighter, Khelif Imane, and this is the fighter that he fought, Carini Angela, or whatever they want to promote it, Carini, right, of Italy. So the fight lasted a solid 46 seconds. Okay. He threw one straight right hand. She quit. All right. Check this out. You look at the fight. He threw one straight right hand, or you could say a right cross, touched her on the jawline. She didn't go down. She didn't wobble. She wasn't hurt at all. And she went over to her corner and started putting on a show. The chick came out of her. She's supposed to be acting like she was set to win the gold medal. And she quit. She wasn't freaking crying when she was standing up. She's up there trying to act all, trying to put on a show for the people because she knew she was in there with a man. Carini knew she was in there with the man. She had no intentions of fighting this guy. But you hear women all the time talking about how they can beat up men. And that's why I say that, Carissa, I wish this would have happened when you was in there. Because somehow, some way, she has the mentality that's all she loves to talk about. Beating up men. So you're the wrong person to comment on this. I don't care how many gold medals you won. You're the wrong person to be the to be a voice for this situation right here. Because when you're making a big deal about a fighter who dropped you in sparring and go through everything to try to damage the coach, which is a good guy, to damage his reputation, to continue to tell people they manipulated the gloves, to just tarnish that man's freaking character. That's fucked up. But you did it on the back end of being dropped by a fighter that's not even in the top 50. But you speak on fighting men all the time. So I'm saying, if it's okay for the so-called greatest boxer, women boxer, right? Why are you even commenting on this? This should be okay in your standards. Because you should have said, well, she need to toughen up a little bit. She needs to toughen up. This girl, Karini, quit, went over to a corner and started, talking about them. They started taking it in. She started, joining at them. Oh, I'm not going to do that. Whatever she was talking about. They read off the results because she quit. She goes to the center of the square, drops to her knees, and start crying and throwing her hands up and down, pouting like a baby. You didn't even have to answer the bell. You didn't have to square up with this dude. All you had to do was not show up. You didn't even have to come out the room. But you wanted to see in front of everybody. You wanted to go viral. You wanted to go back there and get behind the mic. I mean, I don't have no empathy for this situation. Because look, there's a lot of variables that can take place. For one, the paperwork that I talked about, these individuals know what the brackets look like. She knew what the brackets, her team knew what the brackets looked like. They knew this guy, Imane, was freaking competing in her weight class. They knew that. So when the Olympics started and you found out you was going to face the guy and you didn't agree with it, all you had to do was protest. But what good would a protest would have done if the IOC approved them to compete? You're talking about two fighters who did not meet eligibility requirements in 2023. But the IOC, no longer working with the IBA, they approved these two guys. If that's not blatant in your face, we're going to do what the hell we want to do, and we're going to push whatever agenda we're going to push. If that's not telling you right there that they don't give a damn what the public is talking about, just like the opening ceremony, I don't know what to tell you. It's nothing I can do to convince you that they don't care nothing about no fan base. They don't care anything about nothing. The Olympics, when it comes to boxing, is one of the most corrupt levels of the sport that you will ever do. They allow two cowards who felt that they cannot compete with men to go over there and beat up women. And then he want to show sportsmanship. He want to go over there and pat her on the back and all that. No, do that to a man. Yeah, I feel I do feel some type of way on both sides of it. I see where Carissa is coming from. She just feel that since she went 2 tours, she can talk, and she should. She did 2 tours. She got 2 gold medals. No doubt about it. Check the box. Salute your achievements. But your mentality is the same as Khelif and Yu-ting. Carissa's mentality in life, when it comes to, the way she's been talking about beating up, is somewhat like these guys too. These guys, Yu-ting and Khelif, they don't care about beating up the opposite sex. They feel they can beat up the opposite sex. They got the same mentality. Carissa has the same mentality as these guys. It's just they're on a larger platform than she is right now with the Olympics. And they went viral for doing something that people seem to figure or consider to be abnormal. No, it's not abnormal. That's what they're allowing to come across your network. All the agendas and the message with all these trans and homosexuality, and that's what they putting out there. They showed you in the opening ceremony from the woke community. That's what they doing. They showed you from the opening ceremony what this is going to be about. It ain't over yet. Track and field about to start tomorrow. It's cowardice to say I'm not good enough to compete with the men. I'm gonna go over here and beat up women. But then again, from my standpoint, and yes, I'm inserting an extreme amount of bias this week, especially heading into the Crawford fight. Go USA. You know what I'm saying? Go USA. I don't care to have a single debate on why people believe this is wrong, but yet they'll never speak up when other female fighters always talking about they'll whoop dudes' ass. This is obviously an amateur. This dude ain't did anything. This dude ain't did nothing special in the boxing ranks. He's only known for parading around here, you know what I'm saying, identifying as something opposite of what he was born into. He was born XY. He's trying to identify as XX. That's all. He's trying to parade around here as female, and them dudes right there, they're strictly males. You can see it. Now, for him and the level of competition he's fighting in there, I think a lot of these women are not going in there trying to play dirty. I think these female boxers should go in there and play dirty. They should go in there and give one of these dudes a goddamn low blow, bro. I mean, they should put everything into it also. They should make it seem as natural of a shot as possible, but it went below the belt. That's what they should do. They're not even trying. They need to make an example out of these dudes. Test their cup. They can't do that with women. Go viral for testing these dudes' cup. If you feel like you're not going to come out victorious, and this is supposed to be the Olympics that boxing goes away, man, load up with your best punch and punch him in the motherfucking balls, man. See how they react then, and see if they don't goddamn yelp like a man. Oh shit! I bet that freaking voice deepens then. I bet they drop to the ground. The referee be like, Why would he go down? He's supposed to be a female. Sir, before I ask you, what do you identify as? This is strange. She must have hit you with a nice body shot because you couldn't have testicles. You couldn't have any of that. You identify as a woman. So why are you on the ground like that? She must have hit you with a body shot. I need to start the count. Why? You know what I'm saying? I mean, what are you going to identify as? These female boxers, you need to test these cups. Remind them of the choice they made. Take a deep breath, load up, and goddamn punch him dead in the nuts, man. I bet he'd be a male right then. You can't come in here, oh, I identify as a female, as a woman, as a trans woman. Huh? You identify as a trans woman, but when you get hit in the cup, all of a sudden you can feel it? So you ain't had the surgery, you ain't had nothing. You mean to tell me your testicles are still producing testosterone? But yet the Olympic Committee, the IOC, is allowing males to go in there and fight females. They should pump. Hey, if y'all females listening, whoever he fight next, test his cup. Stop going in there, bowing down, surrendering to this dude. Test this cup. If you don't think you're going to win, test the cup. I bet he'll be a man right then and there. Guarantee you that. You let your team know, hey, I'm better get DQ'd. He wanna come over here and parade around like he's a trans woman and fight with the women. I'm gonna remind him he's a man. He ain't had the surgery, obviously. Still look like a man to me, so I'm gonna goddamn go and I'm gonna hit him dead smacking his nuts. That's what I'm gonna do. Y'all shouldn't go in there and just lay down like Karini did. Karini turned around and started arguing and started to think, oh, I'm gonna make a scene, and then get in the ring like she was destined to win the gold medal. and start throwing a temper tantrum and then do a post fight. I don't like that shit, man. You never should have showed up to the ring if you felt that you weren't gonna put out against this guy. You never should have showed up. Don't go up here for clout and do an interview like you was gonna. He took away my medal, my gold medal dreams. I was looking to be something special, and man, get out of here, man. Everybody want that moment. Fuck that. It's a lot of this shit, man. I ain't leaning heavy on either side. I told you what I said with these dudes. Hit them in the cup. They want to be cowards and fight females over here. Hit them in the fucking cup. I guarantee they'll remember that they're a man now. Instead of just quitting and then want to go up here. Karini, let us know what you feel. We seen you over there. You was very emotional. You dropped to your knees. Did he ruin? And then Carissa, she's up here trying to say, oh, they have it taken away by a man. First of all, it's not just men on the IOC that Carissa. It's not just men on the IOC. I'm pretty sure it's men and women on the IOC. International Olympic Committee. Isn't it men and women on that committee? So don't say taken away by a man. No. The decisions come from the higher ups. That's who took it away. That's who allowed 2 ineligible fighters to return in 2024 to the Olympics and fight. Don't blame it on the men. Don't blame it on the men. Blame it on the IOC. You can't come up here and act like they approved themselves. That's why I have to call you out on that. You're not being fair. You want to blame it on the males that's over here being cowards, but yeah, you're not even talking about who approved them. They have to submit paperwork to compete. They have to go through the approval process and the testing and all that. And you're gonna say, "Oh, now they letting men." Yes, they're letting men fight women because they don't give a damn about y'all. It shows in the professional ranks. Only a select small few women, boxers, earn that respect. And yes, it's messed up. But like I told you months ago, y'all women need to get together and find out a way. But see, the scenario I use, I say, hey, the women in tennis, they was able to do it, but yet their structure is not so open-ended like boxing. Really, you chose the sport. The sport didn't choose you. The women chose the sport. Just like that woman said, women's boxing started in 2012. So we're talking about since 2012, and we just over, 11 years? Why is women boxing so fucked up? Let's keep it moving. I'm not going to stay on this too long. He said, I don't think I had ever felt like that in my 13 years as a boxer. Knowing sparring with men, Cruz told the Telegraph. When I fought her, I felt very out of my depth. Her blows was hurt me a lot. Thank God that day I got out of the ring safely, and it's good that they finally realized. Listen, which one is it going to be? Are you complaining about the shots hurting you because you're identifying them and stamping them as being men, or what? Because you're confusing a lot of people. If you're saying it's a she, okay, what is a she when they hitting like a he? And the reason like they hitting like a he, because that's what they was born as. Their gender identifies them as a he. So you're going to say, oh, when I fought her. No, when I fought him. Stand on your shit. Be disrespectful. Because the fact that they're over there fighting you all is disrespectful. So return the favor. Call them a him. Identify their pronouns. Yeah, you're a dude. It goes on to say these boxers are entirely. Okay, the IOC representatives defended the decision to include Khelif and Yu-ting, who previously competed at the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo but did not medal. Okay? They didn't medal. This is what I'm talking about. These boxers have familiarity with these dudes. These female boxers know and heard the rumblings around the Olympic, center and all that. It says these boxers are entirely eligible. They are women on their passports, y'all. Man, I gotta let that sit with you for a minute. This is the fucked up shit. And may God be with the youngins as you raise your kids. That is in all genuine. I'm talking about any wisdom that is being very, very genuine from me. It's going to be a hell of a road. It's going to be a hell of a road. These boxers are entirely eligible, y'all. It says they are women on their passports. They have competed for many years. Spokesperson Mark Adams said during the recent press conference, I actually think it is not helpful to start stigmatizing people who take part in sports like this. They are women who competed in Tokyo. I think we all have a responsibility to dial down this talk and not turn it into some kind of witch hunt. What? They say former Olympic champion Carissa Shield called it a heartbreaking decision. How's it heartbreaking? How's it heartbreaking? If you, a two-time gold medalist, if you haven't stood up to prevent this or change it or make your voice known to be a pioneer or anything like that, how can it be heartbreaking? It's not necessarily. They just said these fighters fought in Tokyo, right? This is nothing new. I haven't heard you talk about this since Tokyo, since the pandemic. I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard any outcry. I haven't heard a protest. All I hear is, these people on X going back and forth with each other. Nobody wasn't talking about Khelif and freaking Yu-ting. Nobody. Now they come up in 2024 when boxing is supposed to be phased out. And they say, hey, consider them a woman because they have a woman on their passport. They identify as a woman on their passport. Boy. What? Crazy, man. Let me get to this chat right quick. Shout out to the queen, Jessica in the building. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Salute to you, OG. How you feeling? Shout out to Haynes Legacy on deck. I see you in the building, man. That's mega hypocritical. She's been calling out men all the time. Talk to him, Haynes. That's all I'm saying, bro. The real ones know. The real ones know. You know what I'm saying? The real ones know. Shout out to Tough Talk Television in the building. What's good with it, brother? How you feel? Appreciate you pulling up as always. He said, Ish is pathetic, fam. It's a cowardice move. But when you have cowards supporting other cowards, what is the action going to be? That of a coward. They say you do stupid shit, you get stupid prizes, right? So what do you think going on with the Olympics right now, bro? They showed you everything with the agenda when they did the open ceremony. But now they're telling you that these fighters are identifying on their passport as women, bro. Don't turn this into a witch hunt. They look straight like male, but they identify as a woman. Respect them, that's what they're saying. Crazy, bro. Stickum boys fishing in sports. Salute, man. It's crazy. You a coward if you was born a male and you found out, oh, I'm not switching over because I like dudes. I'm switching over because I found a loophole where I can potentially, get a gold medal or look, it's going to get a little bit crazy for them if they don't medal. They're going to go through all this and still, oh, well, you ain't shit fighting with the dudes and you ain't shit fighting with the females. If you don't go over there and win a gold medal, you ain't shit because you have the advantage. And you still couldn't make it to the podium. Then think about this. when they decide to cross over and go turn professional, what do they expect is going to happen once they touch down over on the professional side of the house? What do you think going to happen? They just going to be making millions upon millions of dollars because they're winning all these championships and all that? Get the fuck out of here. I don't think her trolling men doesn't mean that she truly believes that a man should get into the ring versus a woman. I think we all knew that she wasn't serious about fighting Thurman. No. See, that's one thing that I can give you a reasonable response on, and appreciate your interaction, bro. Real talk. You're not agreeing with what I'm talking about, and I appreciate you, in your response. Real talk. 'Cause I don't want people to be psychological followers. You know what I'm saying? Just go along to get along. So this is my response to that. When someone does, when they say when you do something once, it's a mistake, and you do it twice, it's a choice. She have made choices over and over again to convince anyone who was listening that she can beat up a man. She wasn't playing about Thurman. She picked Thurman because inactivity, and she just felt that she can beat him up. And she kept mentioning it and wanted to fight and this, that, and the other. She brags about fighting men. A lot of female fighters brag about sparring men. You know what I'm saying? A lot. But I don't think for 1 minute she was trolling. She wouldn't even give the fighter that she was sparring who knocked her down full credit. This is not about Claressa Shields, though. I'm just saying she made a comment. And it's very much a full cup of hypocrisy when it comes to her, because that's all she do out here in the professional ranks, talking about beating up dudes. So it's heartbreaking for Khelif and Yu-ting to have the same mentality as she do. Her mentality is to fight dudes, but she haven't crossed over to fight dudes. Their mentality is to fight women because they couldn't compete. They knew they weren't going to be shit over there with the males. So they made a life decision to cross over and be women. And then whatever they did have to get there, these people say, they have woman, they identify as a woman on their passport. Leave them be, man. Leave them be. Appreciate your big dog. So, salute to you, man. Y'all definitely go check out Tough Talk Television. Show the brothers some support, man. Real talk. He's doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Definitely check him out and sub to the channel. Yeah, that was my fault there, Haynes. That was my fault. Shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing in the building. You already know what it is, man. Salute to you on deck. Jessica the Queen on deck. I see you. Men should not be allowed to fight women. It's not rocket science. Claressa speaking up for the right thing regardless of what she said in the past. Just because Claressa said she, not all women. Hey, I can respect your side of it. I can respect what you're saying for your side, and Claressa speaking up for the right thing regardless of what she's saying. It may be the right thing when it comes to this situation. Tough Talk Television. People are looking at how that fight played out. It was minimal damage, and that dude has never been considered on no network to be a knockout artist. So you're trying to tell me any man? If that was the case, Claressa would never make the comment that she makes. If you're telling me any man that's in a fight with a woman in a combat sport, it's a disadvantage? No, it's a woman out here that would kick a man's ass easily. But we're talking about average fighters and an XY fighting an XX. And that woman, that female that he's fighting, may not be the creme de la creme that's in that freaking bracket. I'm saying that's competing in the Olympics. They may be on different levels when it comes to them matching up in the same square. But if you put the male with the male, he ain't shit. If you put the female with the male, she may not be shit. But there's some type of disparity. There's a little small gap there when you put this dude in there with the females that he's fighting. And they saying, oh, I've never been hit that hard before. If you sparred males, you've been hit hard before. Women brag about fighting big dudes all the time. Now all of a sudden, you see some play out on national television, and he threw one punch or something, and she walks away. No, that was her saying, I already knew about you already. I don't want to fight you. I can't beat you. I'm going to quit. She quit. But if you're going to go out, it's the Olympics. Don't go out like a chick. Don't go out like a pouty little brat. You in a combat sport. Show your grit. Wind up like Sugar Ray used to do and land one on the cup. Then you remind him what his birth certificate says and not his passport. That's all she had to do. But you didn't represent women's boxing by just quitting and then dropping to your knees and throwing a temper tantrum and a fit and think they was going to care to say, oh, I feel so bad. Let's reconsider. No, man. No. This is one of those areas where in the Olympics, it's a huge topic to talk about because you're talking about physical contact. You're talking about full contact. You're talking about full contact combat sports. All right. Now, if you take this same, you take a dude who really ain't shit on the track and you have him run against the women, depending on what his level, you know what I'm saying? What level is he competing at? Determines how he'll do with the level of women that he's competing that's running on the highest. Where's he at? Because it gets a little bit different when it goes to other sports. It might be even be different when it comes to freaking basketball. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it might be a huge disadvantage in that area. Huge. But the only reason boxing is getting all this airplay because it deals with hitting. The visual of a male hitting a woman and the woman being who she is placed in a predicament of vulnerability. She is the recipient. You know, people start thinking of domestic violence. Even though they're competing in a sport, they start just looking at the man who's doing it. They're not thinking about the IOC. The IOC allowed these two fighters to be able to compete against these women. Do we know how many males are on that committee and how many females? Because it's fucked up. But I appreciate that info. Tough talk. Shout out to the OG Mr. Golden. Salute to you. I see you in the building. So let me get back to this so I can get to the let me get up out of here. Hold up for a second. Let me put this back up here so I can share. Let's get to the audio. I want to transition over to Terence Crawford and Israel. I'll just zip that first topic up like this. They better win the gold, both of them. If they don't win the gold, then, you know, whoever was complaining about it, what's going to happen now? They're going to go about their lives because they have females stamped on their passport. Whoever that guy was said, don't make it a witch hunt. They're supporting this type of behavior. They don't care about no woman fighter, no female fighter getting beat up. They said, don't take it on a witch hunt. Don't make it about a witch hunt. That's all I'm saying. They better win the gold medal, though. And unfortunately, the way I look at it, the reason why I'm desensitized to this shit, as long as I've been covering combat sports, boxing has been corrupt for a long time, and it don't show any signs of changing. It don't show any signs of changing at all. Seriously, it shows no signs of changing. So why act like when you see that, little lightning in the sky, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to boxing, that is something all new to you? No, you've seen it. You've seen it. Somebody's about to feel that strike once again because of something in box. Where's it gonna strike? Where's the lightning gonna strike now? What fight? What fight is it gonna strike? Will it strike this weekend in LA? Is boxing gonna rear its face? Because we heard what Madrimov said. We heard what Madrimov freaking interpreter tried to put out there. Let's get to this audio right quick, y'all. Let's get to the audio. Get to a more positive note. Appreciate everybody's input, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for interacting with the topic. I would do a panel, but I don't feel like it.
If I can do that Saturday.
Terence Crawford, here we go again. Pound for pound, number one. A different type of challenge, though, for you on Saturday, just because you are moving up to a weight class where everyone's expecting Israel Madrimov to be stronger, bigger on the night. What are you expecting from Saturday?
The one thing Kamala Harris
First and foremost, I'd like to thank God for blessing me to be here today. I'd like to thank Team Madrimov for accepting the challenge. I'd like to thank Turkey for putting on a tremendous card. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out here and supporting all the fighters on the card. I'm expecting Israel to come out and do what he's been doing. He's been phenomenal in the fights that he's had, but a lot of people are forgetting that I punch hard and I'm strong too.
Let me stop it right there. He said a lot of people forgetting that he punched hard and he's strong too. I repeat, Crawford opening statement is saying that a lot of people forget that I punch hard and I'm strong too. Yes. I try to explain it to him, but I'm only one voice. You know what I'm saying? But it's not about me. All I'm saying is Crawford, when it comes to every division that he moves up, they wanted to say he was small, this, that, and the other when it comes to certain fighters. And ignoring the fact that the scales are the scales. You can look big in between fights, but you got to. When we seen Crawford and Madrimov doing the face-off, Crawford looked bigger than Madrimov. And if you look at the back, his back, he's been working. Whoever his strength and condition, they've been working on the back. You know what I'm saying? I told people this time and time again that Crawford is deceptively stronger than people give him credit for. He have videos going around here. He has that video where he's deadlifting hundreds of pounds. You know what I'm saying? He has the video up there. But people love just looking at a foreign fighter in his face and saying, "Oh man, he looks like a killer." Crawford said it right. He say, "I punch hard. I'm strong too."
A lot of people is overthinking this whole fight. Like, he's the bigger guy, he's the stronger guy since I'm moving up in weight. But we always have them same questions from Jeff Horn to Errol Spence to Benavidez, all these big guys, that's naturally bigger than me. When they get in the ring with me, everybody say, "Wow, Terence Crawford is stronger than we thought." And I think here Saturday, people are going to be saying the same thing.
At 140, your power was there to see. Everyone questioned whether or not your power would be there at 147. No one's gone the distance with you at 147. Do you expect that same power to carry up to 154 pounds?
Of course. Like I said, all fight weekend, I feel I'm going to be stronger. I'm going to be more energized. I don't have to lose the extra 7 pounds.
He said, of course, he's going to be who he is. Of course. He expects his power to carry. Of course. I mean, that's as simple as it get, right? Of course. He said, of course, man. Of course. I know it's just questions. I know it's the arbiter. You know what I'm saying? It's just the mediator of the evening. But he said, of course. And we should look at it like that. I mean, this man is filling out his frame really nice. You know what I'm saying? At 36 years of age, and that deals that is a tell sign of how he took care of himself. You know what I'm saying? How disciplined. You hear that discipline all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's all about what you don't put in your body too. The smoke, the drink, and all that. It's all about what you don't put in your body. And then and the shit that you do put in your body help preserve and allow your body to perform for you at an optimal level when it's time. And this is what we're going to see this weekend.
So it's gonna be less stress on my body, and I'm ready. I'm gonna be feeling great. You know, I'm good right now.
I know what you're going to say when I ask this question, but I'm still going to ask it. Do you expect this to go the distance? I know you say you don't plan for knockouts, but they always seem to come. Do you expect this to go the distance, or do you expect to stop Israel Madrimov?
I expect to win, however it comes. Whether it's a knockout, I expect to win. Expect to win. Expect to win. Expect to win. Expect to win.
He expect to win, y'all.
Whether it's a knockout, whether it's a
he expect to win.
Decision, whether he quit, whether it goes to the decision, I expect to win. At the end of the day, Terence Crawford will be in the new.
And the new.
Hey, he said at the end, Terence Crawford will be in the new. No hesitation, no stuttering, none of that.
Oh, no one has been able to disrupt that. Madrimov, just before we wrap, do you expect to be able to stop Terence Crawford?
Ну, я только на победу выйду на ринг, иншаллах. И у меня есть план. По плану я боксирую, двигаю. И результат от Аллаха. Все, что я...
So we listen to Madrimov, of course, respecting him. But, you know, his Dragamon, he kind of went a little bit overboard with the translation. And, you know, he was called out for it.
Я умею, сделаю в ринге.
I expect to win. I expect to come in the ring Saturday night, follow my plan, box as we planned, and win the fight, inshallah. It's up to Allah what will happen. It's not up to me.
And still, and the new, your main event on Saturday, Terence Crawford bidden to become a full-weight world champion and conquer a new division. Israel Madrimov looking to hold on to his 154-pound WBA belt. Both of these guys will now face off.
Good fights, and I've had some really good experience in the pro ring as well. I've had a lot of experience in camp. I've been living in India basically for 6 years. I've been spending time at the gym with the Diaz brothers, and I've been gaining experience there more than the fights. And with all the respect to Team Crawford, as I said before, he's my favorite fighter. But at the same time, I believe that I can prove that I'm the best in the world as well, and I believe that anything is possible. My dream is to create something that nobody expects, to do something and win the fight I'm not supposed to win, and I believe I can do that Saturday night.
Terence Crawford, here we go again. Pound for pound, #1. A different type of challenge, though, for you on Saturday, just because you are moving up to a weight.
Лучший боксер в мире, я считаю.
What he said was he's going to spank Terence inside 4 rounds. Sorry, Vadim. Go on, you did it.
I've had an extensive amateur career. I've been in boxing all my life. You know, I know I have 10 pro fights, but I fought some good fights, and I've had some really good experience in the pro ring as well. I've had a lot of experience in camp. I've been living in India basically for 6 years. I've been spending time at the gym with the Diaz brothers, and I've been gaining experience there more than the fight.
Я дерюсь с Кроуфордом и его командой. Я думаю, все будет честно и правильно, иншаллах.
I know that I'm fighting the best in Terence Crawford and his team, but I'm also, you know, fighting his fans and the rest of everybody. I just hope everything is going to be fair and neutral, and I'm just expecting that this event is big enough. The whole world is going to watch this event, and I hope that everything is going to be fair and square on fight night.
And you hear Terence call him out on his nonsense because his Dragamon was up there going overboard. I hope everything be fair and square. Yeah, you know, I'm fighting against his fans and all that. Hope everything be fair and square. You know, trying to insinuate that he's on a unlevel playing field come. I mean, what do you think when we go over to their countries? We're going in your backyard against your fans who's strictly supporting you. You over here in the land where you have people switching up all the time. You know what I'm saying? Do I want the pipe? Do I put down the pipe? Do I want to smoke the pipe right for 5 minutes? Do I want to smoke it for 6 minutes? Do I want to pick up something else and try it before that? You know, they trying to determine how they gonna get high. You know what I'm saying? They switch up and then they get high. They say, you know what? I'm going for Madrimov. Fuck it. Fuck it. I know it's election season, but goddamn it, fuck it. I'm going for the foreigner. They love goddamn making decisions while they smoked out. But Crawford called him out on the bullshit, talking about, he didn't say all that fair and neutral shit.
He didn't say all that. Stop lying.
I added.
Yeah, I thought there was a bit more extra translation there. But a bit more.
There is more to it. I actually cut it a little bit.
Okay.
I don't want to make anybody, I don't want to take it the wrong way. We're at a presser. But there's more to it.
I'm sure, and I hope
everybody
understood
what I meant.
You meant refs and judges, and I'm sure the refs and judges will be fair on Saturday.
I think Sela is coming all over the world because they want the best to win. They're investing money, they're investing millions, because what's been happening in the business has got to change. There's just too much BS happening, and it's got to change.
Well, we heard that dance before. There's too much BS and it has to change. We've heard that before. We've seen it, and it continues to happen. We've seen it happen this year. So the people that commit themselves to being a part of this sport, boxers, fighters, whatever, the stable that they build, they themselves get conditioned to seeing the corruption happen. So I don't feel no type of way about him bringing it up at this fight, except why? Is this the first time that you went in somebody else's backyard? You know what I'm saying? Because if it is, then now you may not perform the way you want under the bright lights, hearing the cheers for Crawford. But then again, it should be enough Crawford fans and American supporters in the arena at the BMO Stadium to support Crawford, because they don't know nothing about no Madrimov. I'm not worried about these group of 11 to 12 Crawford haters that's on the YTC to even be heard. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do live streams and they're going to say what they want to say. But ultimately, the arena is going to be cheering on Crawford, as they should, to beat Madrimov. And
the best man in the ring has got to win. And I think everybody agrees with that. And I don't think anybody wants to get decisions that they don't deserve.
Madrimov has been quietly confident in the last couple of weeks. Obviously, I sat down and did a face-off between Terence Crawford and Israel Madrimov, and he's a man of few words, but when he does speak, he speaks in loud sentences. Madrimov would have watched a lot of Terence Crawford recently. Why does he think he can beat the pound-for-pound number one?
Почему ты считаешь, что ты заслуживаешь быть номер один, pound-for-pound? Ты много не говоришь, но почему ты считаешь, что заслуживаешь?
Потому что я уже долго путь шел, у меня 10 боев это достаточно, я думаю, для сделать историю, потому что я люблю сделать сюрприз, и хочу это сделать здесь, мой второй дом, LA, я тренируюсь здесь, в Индию, и показать всем, я лучший боксер в мире, иншаллах. Мое уважение к Кроуфорду, потому что он мой любимый боксер. Я уважаю его стиль, он хорошо боксирует, что он лучший боксер в мире, я считаю.
What he said was he's going to spank Terence inside 4 rounds. Sorry, Vadim. Go on, you did it.
That's all I wanted to pretty much listen to on that, because it was the final presser this week. Today is Thursday, so tomorrow, of course, is the weigh-in. It pretty much is closer and closer as we speak. You know what I'm saying? We get to see Terence Crawford transitioning from the 147-pound division to 154-pound. What I do like is that, very, very much the silence that needed is people not dragging Boots into this equation when he's going to fight Madrimov. It's good to see the fight card the way it is. You have some very, very solid fights. You know what I'm saying? A heavy, main card. I like it. It's very, very interesting. It's going to have people tuned in. This is what we love about having an entire main card of interest. Man, it has some nice fights on there, man. From Morrell to even Andy Cruz, man. Isak Cruz and Valenzuela. You know what I'm saying? Andy Ruiz and Jarrell Miller. Yeah, we would have liked to see Virgil Ortiz and Tim Tszyu. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, we would have liked to see that. And then, Crawford versus Madrimov on the main event. Man, they got some hell of a fights, on this fight card. But ultimately, the main one that we're really looking at is to once again see Crawford go in there and demonstrate and put on display why he's the best in the game. And he's fighting, in my opinion, for a bigger challenge. Like I say on this thumbnail, what round should he knock Madrimov out on Saturday? You know what I'm saying? Which round should he knock him out? Rounds 2 or 6? 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6? I just don't think it's going past the 6th round. I don't think so. I mean, a lot of people are, placing all these medals on Madrimov's chest, and they're just going off phantom thoughts. They just making up, creating freaking fictitious thoughts that they never even seen on YouTube. There's no videos out there. They grabbing a hold of one video, 1 or 2 videos, and fight footage and saying, oh yeah, that's it right there. Oh yeah. They're up there building it up, bro. Like they writing the script. Oh man, this is gonna be it. Madrimov, hey man, so-and-so sends a warning. How many warnings you gonna send to a fighter like Crawford, who's already a 3-weight world champion, 2-time undisputed? Why even put it in your thumbnail that a live stream talking about somebody's warning Crawford? The reason why I say that is because you're ignoring the other pieces to the puzzle. Brian McIntyre. You know what I'm saying? These two have worked excellent together as a unit. Excellent. It's not just a Crawford. It's a team. You got Red Spike and Esau. It's a team. It's a team there that's going in there. It's people, it's been individuals on here talk about, him shocking Crawford and knocking him out. Let's see it. If he can pull it off, let's see it. I want to see it. You got to show me all this talk. The shit you're pulling up from the clouds when your eyelids are touching. You know what I'm saying? And you're imagining with deep breaths, your meditation, and you're trying to bring all these damn conclusions to fruition. Okay, if you could just let Madrimov land a clean right hand on the second or third round, because Crawford's a slow starter. Yeah, that's what he is. He's slow. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, show us. If he's the one to come up here and shock the world, all you need to do is show. Y'all American fight fans, y'all just up here creating fictitious storylines just because it sounds good for an unpopular fighter that you don't like. Y'all are just coming up with all these narratives, man, making a fool of yourself. This fight ain't going the distance. Madrimov is too freaking slow. And once Crawford really starts to loosen up and keep this and keep his finger on the trigger back to the rear, and it becomes fully auto, then it's going to be another issue to deal with, man. This fight is not going to be as difficult as you think. And I'm doing the same thing, yes. But what I'm doing for Crawford is based off what I've seen him do. What y'all haters are doing for Madrimov is based off what you haven't seen. I thought you all would have learned from the first fight. I thought you would have had a little bit more reserve. You know what I'm saying? The way you approach this fight. But you can't teach haters anything. You know what I'm saying? You can't teach them anything. You can only tell them, hey, to make sure that you change out them cortex a little bit more frequently than, so you won't be on here, yelling and screaming at the top of your lungs because you got a yeast infection and you want to sit up here and try to carry on a Crawford hate session while you online. You can't be a hater of Crawford and have a yeast infection at the same time. That's a lot to deal with y'all. Y'all trying to create all these storylines off a fighter that if Crawford was role reversal in his position, you'll say he doesn't even deserve to get the fight. What has he done? What has he done? Who has he fought? Y'all said that when this man was 39-0. Y'all say, who has he fought? He ain't fought nobody. Spence beat everybody and all this other shit. And then he goes in there and make easy work, and y'all pretty much make excuses for the results. Well, let's see, can Madrimov make y'all smile? Let's see, can he kiss you on the cheek from afar and give you that special moment that you've been looking for? You know what I'm saying? Well, let's see if Madrimov can give y'all haters a happy ending. Because y'all sitting up here creating some fantasies about this nigga. It's not gonna come to fruition come August 3rd. But it's okay though. Y'all can say what you want. I'm not gonna sit up here and talk your ears off today. You know what I'm saying? It's a little past the hour. I just wanted to come touch bases and let you know. You know what I'm saying? What my thought process is. I'm not a Nostradamus at this shit. But all I'm saying is, you all are creating fictitious storylines that don't exist. I mean, I can see if you was writing a script for freaking, Tubi, Flicks, writing a little short goddamn movie and shit. But y'all up here just straight up hating once again. Y'all just hating on the man. You supposed to be a supporting American fighter. But y'all up here talking about what's right and what's wrong. That's just not right. Why be biased? You be biased towards your own American countrymen all the time. Oh, that's different. No. Keep that same energy. You know what I'm saying? If you choose to come back because you're still angry that you couldn't get fulfilled from Spence, and now you want to put the tag on Madrimov and say all these things that Crawford is, a warning, he's going to get hit as hard as he ever been hit. Madrimov is clearly, Crawford looks like the bigger fighter. Clearly, he's moving up in weight. So he's going to have much more strength comparable to the person that y'all saying that's just monster. But let me get to the chat right quick. Shout out to my brother Gumbo, Mr. Gumbo, a.k.a. Hot Grease in the building. Says, salute WCS, my big bro, and the hottest chat in the game. Crawford 1 through 6, get that money. You know what I'm saying? Get that money, man. That's all I'm trying to tell him, Gumbo, to spice and put some extra spice. You know what I'm saying? That's what we dealing with August 3rd. You got these American haters over here talking about, oh, man, I don't give a damn if his opponent ain't black. F him, man. I'm going for Madrimov. Man, the hate is real. The backstabbing is real, yo. All that shit is real, man. Oh, you say, man, Bud is about business. Yeah, man. To my Bud, look big as hell, man. Look at his back. Did you see the muscles? When he been wearing a sweat top. Did you see his lats? The delts, rather. The delt. Man, they've been working out, man. Whoever his strength can do, they've been putting in work, bro. Jessica has made the first, maybe the second prediction. But the first prediction of under 6, she said 4 rounds. 4 rounds, y'all. 4 rounds fall within. See, I didn't do 1 round. because I already know, when you're dealing with some, some hating ass fans. I'm not trying to say the first round because it's like I said before, it's difficult dealing and having a conversation with men who are battling yeast infections and you know what I'm saying, elevated estrogen freaking levels. It's hard to deal with them. So if I would have said one round, they would have started submitting anonymous. Man, I'm telling you, they would have been in my DMs complaining. That's why I left one off the thumbnail. That's a 7 up there. That's not a 1. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm just trying something different. I don't think it's going to the 7th round or the 8th. I just put the 7th and the 8th up there. Why? Because it's closer to the 9th where he stopped Spence last time. I'm really going 2 to 6. I don't want to fuck around with the first round because people get agitated. Oh, he ain't knocking him out in the first round, man. He ain't that good. What about the second round? Man, please, he ain't knocking. Man, you see Madrimov, man? Madrimov is a killer, dog. Did you see the trailer? He had it rough. Bud didn't have it rough. He got hit in the head with a slingshot and he trying to say he got shot. You know what I'm saying? They hating, bro. They hate. Eddie, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe Jessica might have been repeat what Eddie said, still her own prediction. I forgot he did say that. He did say that. He doesn't need to worry about the judges because it's not going to be that far. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Fresh in the building. He said I added, then said he left stuff out. Hey, he was caught up in the moment, man. He's up here trying to insinuate that the best fighter is his fighter. And he don't want him to get robbed if it goes to a decision. Look, they may be planning to go off the fact that they believe Crawford is a slow starter. So they may be trying to okay, we're going to turn it up around the 4th and the 5th just so we can kind of take him to deep waters. He's shown that he can perform on the back end of a fight, he being Crawford. He's shown that he can perform all the way to the deep rounds. Crawford wasn't a slow starter with Brooke, Khan, or Spence. He sure wasn't. You know what I'm saying? He had Amir Khan breakdancing in the MSG like it was cool, dog. I say, man, this ain't going too far. And that's when he hit Amir on the left thigh. Amir said, "Thank you. I'm about to quit now." Amir, turn around. Amir wouldn't even turn around and face the music, man. "No, Crawford, he hit me on my thigh. I mean, my cup. I can't continue. It hurts so bad." He quit. He quit, man. So much Crawford had to ask him in the post fight. Man, come on now. Come on now. I really hit you in man, come on, stop. I need to get my bet in a short night for Crawford. Yeah, man. This is a fight card to make good money off of. Especially Miller and Ruiz. Crawford, Madrimov. It's some good parlays out there, bro. Shells on deck. I got Bud by 3. Damn. Man. Woo. These numbers are really causing havoc and discontent on a Thursday. Do y'all know what y'all doing right now? You all are disrupting the sanity once again of these Terence Crawford haters, bro. Come on, man. Y'all, and look, we're in August. This is the first day of August, and you're really showing your ass already, bro. What's going on with y'all? It's getting close to the holidays. Where's your spirit at? Where's your holiday spirit? For real. You giving these low numbers? These haters up here talking about, "Oh, man, warning, man. Man, so-and-so sent a warning to Crawford." Always a warning to Crawford. But let Crawford be 10-0-1. And man, they'll be like, "Man, he should never got this fight. See, boxing fucked up." And they'll be up here trying to tell you all this, that, and now, looking at Crawford's resume. Look at his 10 fights. Look at that. Look at that right there. Matter of fact, while I'm here, hold up. While I'm here, let me show you something right quick because it's mandatory. It's for instructional purposes. For real. Because I remember looking at this. I said, okay, all right. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? I looked at it earlier. I knew I was forgetting something before I bounced, but I wanted to show you something. Because this what they're looking at. They always talking about decorated. But check this out right now. Look, I'm a fair guy. Man. I'm a fair freaking guy. Let me take this thumbnail down. Let me show y'all something right quick. This is Israel Madrimov. Okay. This is his box rec. Now, what I want you to see is he's 10-0 in one draw with 7 knockouts. 7 knockouts now. His KO percentage is 70%. He's orthodox, 5'8.5", 68.5 inches. You know what I'm saying? Orthodox fighter. Okay. And also, if you want to know, he's male. Okay. I don't know what my audience is, but I just had to put it out there. He identifies male. But let's go down to the beginning. His first professional fight, 2018. Right? Let me show you something. Because you have people that would have looked at Crawford's resume, and if his resume looked like this. So you go for his first 10-2. That's not bad. That's not bad, right? 10-2. His first opponent, he had 1 fight in 2018. And then he gets to 2019. He had 3 good fights. A 24-2 opponent. Okay. And another highlight that I want you to look at is look at the flags where he fought. Look at the flags now. Look at the flags. That's why they're trying to get behind this guy and just forget about what they've been living all their lives. Look, 24-2, 24-12. You go to the final fight in 2019. He fought a 27-5 fight, Alejandro Barrera. If that name sound familiar to you, huh? Let's click on Alejandro Barrera right quick. Let me take you down memory lane. Good old Errol Spence Jr. Y'all remember this fighter right here? Because this is what I do, y'all. This fighter right here was the first fighter for when Errol Spence decided to settle down and fight at 147. It was Alejandro Barrera. Go look it up for yourself. Anyway, moving on. In 2020, his first fight, 29-9, Charlie Navarro. And then Eric Walker, 20-2. So as a decorated amateur, he didn't come in here and just start fluffing his records. All right. And then he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of his first fights was over here in the US of A. Kudos to you. All right. So he fought 2 fights in the pandemic, which is good. And then he fought a 14-0 fighter in 2021. And then Michael Soro, 35-2-1, was his second fight in 2021. All right. He fights Soro again. Okay. He TKO'd him in the 9th round. You know what I'm saying? And we know what fight they love talking about off his resume. So he comes in and he has a technical draw. Soro cut above the eye by unintentional head clash. Fight stopped on the advice of the ringside doctor. So he goes from Michael Soro's freaking rematch. And from July, he goes into 2023 and has 1 fight in 2023. All right. 16-3 fighter. He's back in the U.S. So when you hear his translator talk about fair and who should, your fighter is undefeated and you've had 7 fights out of your 10, I believe. 7 fights in the USA. So you on some bullshit. Your fighter haven't lost for no freaking corruption yet. So I don't know what you was talking about. And then, of course, he had Magomed Kabanov, March 2024 in Riyadh, and we seen that fight. Look at these scores. Look at these scores, y'all. Look. WBA World Super Welterweight vacant. All right. Look at these scores. Look at it. This is what his translator was talking about. We want to be fair. 40-36. This was a 12-round fight. He TKO'd him, right? At the time of the stoppage, 40-36, 39-37, 38-38. And he probably feeling a little itch that need to be scratched and felt, we fight for the title. The right person should win. The scorecards was too close. You know what I'm saying? But you can't blame that on the U.S. That was in Riyadh, homie. So now he's stepping up. And if you look at out of all his opponents, one thing stands out. None of those names on the 10 professional fights that he has, none of them was by the name of Terence Bud Crawford, nor do they have the esteemed resume that Terence Crawford has right now. This fight right here is his toughest test to date. 12 rounds for the WBA World's Super Welterweight title and the WBO Interim Super Welterweight title. This is for a unification bout, y'all. And this right here, this is the entire fight card. You know what I'm saying? What a very and shout out to Steven Nelson. You know what I'm saying? Too cold. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Definitely, you might want to, make sure you put your money on that fight. Marcos Rodriguez, that's going to be a good fight. Rodriguez can fight. You know what I'm saying? Rodriguez can fight. Real talk. Rodriguez can fight. But that is right there. But I just want to make those, highlights that Madrimov has fought in the U.S. 7 times out of the 10 from what I've seen. And also, that's why, I forgot that when I was giving you all the playback of, Crawford calling him out on this, that, and the other. But yet, he was talking about he wanted to be fair and neutral and all that. They probably looked at that 38-38 and probably, no, that's not true. We was doing it, whatever. He won via knockout, right? He won via knockout, and he became the champion. The fucked up part about it is that your first defense is against the pound-for-pound best. It's going to be a tough challenge. It's going to be a tough challenge. And, boxing fans, they get very, very bored with supporting the same fighters that's doing what they supposed to do. So they start just going for their opposition for fun. They just be saying, you know what? I want to go for Madrimov because I ain't never liked Crawford anyway. That's their mindset. That's their mindset, man. So he's fought in the U.S. several times already. And, from his first fight, he has no losing records. And that's a sad example because he is a decorated amateur. And he was able to earn Jermell Charlo's belt that he once had. You know what I'm saying? So now he is the current reigning. And for the next 48 hours, he better hold it tight. You better hold it tight. You better hold that joint tight. Because it's coming off come Saturday night. Hold it tight. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. Appreciate y'all pulling up as always, man. Enjoy your evening. Salute. And we are only a day away, pretty much, from August 3rd fight card and witnessing history once again. For those of you that feel like your positive critique of Madrimov is warranted and you feel that you have to do it, then I want to tell you that if you didn't do it for your American countrymen, then it's bullshit. You should have did it for both fighters the exact same, not just creating shit for Madrimov just because you are enamored with him, because, you know, you look at his record and you feel, oh man, yeah, he's the real deal. No, you know, Crawford wasn't the real deal with 39-0. He wasn't the real deal already with an undisputed under his belt before he stepped in there with Spence to hear y'all tell it. But y'all hold it down. Peace. I'm out.